Welcome to Black Steel.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. They said we would never be back. Nick, you would never guess who tried to stop me from being back this week.
I'm going to guess, Brett.
Okay, go.
Every tobacconist in Vietnam.
Now, you're actually right. You found Brett's smoking drawer. And, shout out to the people who didn't check my bags on the way through customs. But I did clean my hiking boots. So I care about the environment, just not my lungs. So.
Oh, man. I walked in and I was like, there was an old guy, your neighbour was sitting down the front. I was like, oh, was old mate having a durry? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, hang on. You were having a fucking durry.
Yeah. I've been having many a durry. Don't worry about that. Because I said to Fee, I was like, did you struggle sleeping the first night? She goes, no, I fell asleep. You know, we had a big flight. I was out like a light. I said, I was really struggling to sleep. And maybe there was some MSG in that Hello Fresh meal we had.
Yeah.
And she goes, maybe it was the 16 cigarettes you had before you went to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, nah, I reckon it's the Hello Fresh sauce.
Yeah.
With the MSG, you know?
Yeah. Hello Fresh, yeah. You get so much of it with the Hello Fresh packs, man. They really smother it.
They actually really do love the MSG in there.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, man, there's so much shit. It fucking keeps me awake. But I'm choosing to blame them.
We're choosing to blame them.
We're choosing to blame them.
Oh, man, because, how much are cigarettes there?
Dude, it's like, it all depends on where you go. If you go to, like, the shops, it's like $4. But if you go speak to some bloke on the side of the road, it's like $2.
Fuck.
$2 a packet. And it's like, I've stopped smoking so many times in my life, but I don't think holiday durries count.
No, I don't think so.
Nah. I'm glad you agree.
I saw you smoking. I was like, oh, it's good he's having a good time.
Oh, man, I was having a great time. And
Yeah.
they're like, the cigarettes over there are like 2 milligrams.
I think your lungs repair, though, as well, don't they? If
Yeah,
you don't
it's-
smoke for 10 years or something.
Well, it's like that Wim Hof shit, you know, when you jump into the cold plunge. It's like I'm getting my body ready for smoke, you know?
That doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to agree.
Climate change, things are burning
I'm gonna
down. All
nod.
of a sudden, I've adapted into a man who can handle bushfires.
Okay.
Who's laughing now?
Yeah, all right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because I just went to Sydney and a lot of people in Sydney still smoke.
Yeah, Melbourne, it's not a thing anymore.
Not a thing.
No, everyone's on the as Tim Hewitt refers to it as the cigarettes are the acoustic. Everyone's on the digital.
Ah, yes.
digital
cigarette. Yes. Although I went to the fucking craziest place last week. I had to meet a bloke I'm doing some corporate thing for, and he's like, I'll meet you at the Mitre Tavern in the city. Have you been to the Mitre Tavern, Brett?
No, but it sounds like somewhere I should go.
It's in Melbourne. It's in the city.
Yeah.
And it's like I just stepped into a time machine.
Really?
Like, just because everyone that we know and shit, they all work from home.
Yep.
And none of them work in the full CBD.
Nah.
And I just go to this tavern. Every bloke's there and fucking in a blazer and shit, all old blokes, and they're all smoking durries. Drinking Guinness, drinking Kilkenny,
Yes.
fucking making business deals. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, am I back at Flight Centre in 2005?
Man, you know, the old school Melbourne Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, man, it is. It is. And then the moment a youngish woman walks in, doesn't even have to be that young.
Nah.
They're just like, there's heads bobbing everywhere. There was
Get the business cards ready,
man.
boys. I'm a CEO.
so many over-shoulder looks. It was fucking brutal.
Fuck, nothing says you're a 45-year-old man more than a fucking pint of Kilkenny, does it?
Oh, man. Pint of Kilkenny, outdoor smoking area, and, rod and gun. Fucking, yeah. It was awesome. It was awesome.
R.M. Williams?
Yeah, a lot of R.M. Williams there,
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
not really R.M. Williams territory. It's more, what would you say, like, like fucking Windsor Smith.
Yeah, Windsor Smith. That's a good example. Yeah. Not $700, but $400 shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fuck. So yeah, man, it was crazy. Brett, bloody hell, first time back, mate. You're back from Vietnam.
Back from Vietnam. We are live in the studio. I've brought you a beer.
Whoa.
Now, normally, you know we're Bolter boys, but we got to crack one of these. I've got the beer Saigon, which actually is going to give me post-traumatic stress as soon as I drink it again. Notice how I had an Italian beer just before, just to fucking break it up.
Yeah.
Nah, still good. Still loving it.
Oh, that's great. That would taste great on a hot day.
Man, that's the thing is like it's fucking 35 degrees. It's humid. And, you know, I don't need an excuse to drink, but 35 degrees is a great excuse.
Oh, mate. Yep. That is awesome. Yeah.
Man, it's like, also, I finally found that beer you're talking about, Blackheart.
Oh, yeah. The Heart of Darkness.
Heart of Darkness. Man, and they have this passion fruit IPA. I brought 2 cans back. It was one of the best beers I've ever had. And, but yeah, the fresh beer, because I did a little video. If you're on the Patreon, go check it out. Jump on there, give us a fucking subscribe. But the fresh beer, we went to, when we were in, I can't remember what town it was. Maybe it was near Hanoi. Yeah. Was that the last town? No, anyway, whichever town it was in, we went to where, it must have been like a gentleman's club because all the blokes had finished work at 3:30. And there was just all dudes, and Vietnamese blokes just love having their, like they roll their shirts out and they just have their bellies out.
Cool the gut.
Oh my God. It was like watching a fucking Britney Spears music video from the 90s. You know what I mean? I was like, get a belly button ring or some shit, you know?
Hell yes.
And they've got all this stuff out and, you know, they're eating their nuts, they're throwing on the floor, they're smoking away. And Fee's like, they've got the fresh beer here. And Fee loved the fresh beer.
Yeah.
Walk in. Weren't a fan of a woman being there, by the way. And the lady, I ordered 2 pints, and the glasses were probably not hygienically washed. They were just a little quick rinse, and I could still see someone else's lip marks on there, but whatever. Hopefully I don't have herpes. And 2 big Steins.
Yeah.
2 Steins.
Oh, wow.
Right? And the lady goes, 86. And I was like, 86,000. You know, what's that? 150,000's $10, so it's $8. I go, fuck, that's all right, $8 for 2 Steins. I give her like 100, and she looks in my wallet and just grabs out 10,000. It was 8,600, which is for 2 Steins like 64 cents. We were drinking at the local bar, and I'm pretty sure they still ripped us off. But I was like, man, I could shout everyone in here.
Oh,
and
shit.
still be under a tenner. And we were just putting them down. But they were saying about the fresh beer, it varies from 3.5 to like 5.5. So you never know what you're going to get. And we were fucking hammered after 2 of them. It was great.
I'm so jealous. I love going to those places that are absolutely ruined.
Man, you would love it. But they gave the missus a dirty look. And one of them goes... issuing are you a prostitute or something?
Oh, man.
And then Fiona's like, I'm not going to tell you what's happened because I don't want you to get in a fight in a third world country. And I was like, go on, what happened? He did that. And I went, yeah, you probably shouldn't have told me that.
Fuck.
But then the guy was like, oh, no, I was, and I'm like, yeah, it's all right, mate. But just so you know, I'll fucking clock this.
Yeah.
Also, I would have got absolutely kicked the shit out of there, you know?
Yeah, man. Well, fuck. It's good to have you back, mate. Plenty of stuff going on. I was in our favourite town ever, Perth.
Oh, my Lord. Now, if you don't remember, if you haven't been to Perth or done Perth comedy before, I love Perth. I love Perth comedy. The audience is a little bit different sometimes. A highlight of when I did a gig in Perth, I said to the audience, hey, guys, I'm just going to do a little bit of an emotional bit coming up here as a joke, leading into a joke. And a lady at the back just yells out, gay! And I was like, I'm back home. I am back home.
Man, I had a beer with this guy, right? And, I had a beer with him last time and he's like, oh, man, do you want to hang out again? And I was like, yeah, cool. Anyway, hang out. We have a few beers. He come and watches the show. And I can see he's had a beer or 2 and he's fine. But I can see he's a bit amped up, you know?
Oh, no.
A little bit amped up. So we go...
And you brought him into the club, did you?
No, we went to the club and then we were going to go to the Fremantle Club.
Yep.
And before that, it's like, oh, let's go to this other bar. I think it was called the Norfolk or something.
Yep.
It was quite nice.
Yeah.
And went in there and I get a beer and I sit down at the table and he goes, oh, hey, mate, let's go to the smoking area, right?
Yeah.
He grabs his beer, he goes to the smoking area, and then I walk around, and it took me, a couple of minutes later to walk around. He's talking to these guys that are absolute hicks, like the roughest blokes I've ever seen. Just big country blokes, just absolute units.
We've mentioned it before on this
Big
podcast.
beards.
Everyone is a fitter and turner in Perth.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
massive.
yeah. Big beards, fucking one of those vest things over the top of a Gloucester shirt, you know.
Yeah, right.
You know, just 4 or 5 of them. And he's talking to him. He's like, so you can tell he's just kind of rained on their parade, but he doesn't really know, you know. And he's talking to him, you know, and stuff. And he's like, oh, this is my mate Nick. He's a comedian. You guys going to the comedy? And the guy goes, fucking what? What'd you fucking say? Fucking comedy. What the fuck are you talking about, mate? Anyway, I was like, I am going to hang a piss.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I'm getting the fuck out of here. Just bailed. Just like, look, I've only met this guy twice. I'm going to leave him. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Okay. I'm going. I'm gone.
Unfortunately, I've been that guy a few times, and I did it to a good friend of ours, Adam Rosenbach's, during Comedy Festival. Had a few under the skin. It was a Tuesday night or Wednesday night, and he's there with his dad. He's just seen his comedy show, and 3 or 4 of his dad's older mates who are, you know, about 60 or 70 or whatever. And I was like, I'm talking to Rosie at the bar. I was like, oh, come over and have a beer. He's like, oh, I'm going with my dad and his old mate. I was like, mate, they'll love me. It's all right. I'll come over.
Oh, my God.
They absolutely fucking hated me, and I was trying to make it fun. I was trying to be jovial, and I was like, just leave. But there was something in me. I was like, nah, I can win them back. And then I didn't speak to Rosie for about a week, and I said, oh, how's it going? He goes, yeah, besides you ruining my dad's night the other week. And I was like, fuck. I knew I was doing it, but I was trying. I was trying too hard. Fuck, you can't win.
So we go, I was like, okay, I'm just going to go to the toilet. Come back, I walk around the corner, and he's having words with him. Like, they're clearly having words.
Oh, about to throw?
And then...
Or D&M?
And then I'm like, oh, my God. And so I'm looking for an exit out of there, you know? And then as I turn around to look for an exit, I said, oh, there's a fence. I can just jump over this fucking brick fence.
Just going to let a guy get bashed like an absolute coward?
Yeah, exactly. Well, he started it, you know what I mean? I could see that he was revving him up a little bit. And also, just get the fuck out of there, bro. No.
Yeah, and you've survived death 2 times in the last 2 years. You don't need this.
Now, I had to go to a show as well.
Yeah.
Like I had 5 minutes to get to the show. So I was like, oh, fuck, I got to get out of here, you know? And then, but then I looked back around, and here he is, just everyone's running in, full all-in brawl. Like the wildest all-in brawl you've ever seen.
So 2-on-1, so he's had a few games.
Man, I reckon there would have been 5-on-1.
Really?
Yeah.
And was he still standing?
Yeah, he had his shirt all ripped off, every bit of clothing off the top. And then he must have just put his jacket back on or something like that. But fucking hell. Huge brawl. But crazy Perth, right? They kick all of them out. He walks in. I'm like, oh, man, just, you know, I'll meet up with you later. You know, he had his shirt totally gone and everything. And he didn't seem too beaten up. Good on him, because there was like 5. I was like, you know. But anyway, they just continued as normal. Like no police or anything. They're just like, well, that's just a Perth thing.
Man.
Just see it all in brawl. Business as usual.
My best mate Ian is now a cop in Northbridge, and he's like, mate, brawls are the least of our fucking problems. You know what I mean? Just have a few swings, move on. You know what I mean? They got so much other shit to deal with.
So yeah, the guy is like, I'll go, oh man, I'll got to walk to the club. I'll go this way, and you go home and get yourself cleaned up. And he's like, I'll come with you. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then he goes, actually, I won't. I'll come this back way, because I think he thought the guys had all gone that way. Okay. Anyway, I'm walking to the club, and I just see out of the corner of my eye that they're all drinking at this pub just like normal.
The same guys that were fighting him?
Yeah, the same guys that were fighting him. They're just all there, just having a drink at the pub. And I'm like, just make it to the club.
Oh,
because they saw me, you know, slightly get introduced.
So you get kicked out, they move to another pub, you're walking past them, for fuck's sake.
I know, man. Yeah. Anyway, I got through there. I was fine. But, man, I was like, do you know you just can't escape the craziness of Perth.
Man.
Like, you just can't escape it.
It's the thing is, most of them are like Perth, you know, love Perth people. Obviously, I'm fucking from there. But there's a lot of FIFO workers, they work hard for 3 weeks, and they're 1 week off, it's fucking on. We're partying, And if I'm talking to my best mate and some cunt comes in, it's like, I've got 72 hours at home. I've got no time for your shit. It's just quicker to give him a fucking dust up.
Yeah.
Got enough shit from my boss at work. I am not listening to your friend talk about his comedy show. Fuck you.
Well, it's the most Perth story I'd ever heard. I was like, what the fuck happened, man? What the... He goes, oh, they call me like the F word and stuff like that. You know, because he's quite an effeminate guy, you know. But...
yep.
Quite an effeminate kind of...
That is a Perth effeminate guy.
Yeah.
Still willing to fight 5 blokes at a pub.
Yeah, exactly. That was the funniest thing. He goes, they call me the F word. So I was like, fuck you, towel him up. And I'm like, that is the most Perth thing I've ever heard. Like,
he can only fight 5 guys at once. What a soft cock.
If someone calls me that, I'm like, yeah, cool.
Cool, dude.
That's your problem.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
You know?
Man, Perth, I've had some... Have I told you about the time I got 2 panda eyes at Perth?
No.
Man, Perth Casino, which I have 2 separate life bands from, but they've forgotten it because they got new management. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
One of them, this guy was harassing a chick friend of mine. I stepped in and, you know, we had a bit of a scuffle. And then his friend, you know, your friend's meant to look after your back for the other guy. My mate wasn't doing that. This guy hits me in the eye and I get a fucking black eye. I was like, fuck, I'm at the casino, fuck. So we get booted out, obviously. And then we try and run back in to the club. Why? I don't know. We're 18-year-old dickheads. But in the car park, because they try and separate 2 people in a fight, they take you out of one exit and the other people out the other exit. But we try and go back into this new exit. And the guys that got kicked out that we had to scrap with, me and my mate, who didn't defend me, those 2 blokes that got kicked out were downstairs. And that guy goes, hey, mate, were me and you just in a fight before? And I said, fuck, yep, we were. And he's like, let's go. And I'm like, oh, my God. And he tries to take his shirt off, but he's too drunk. And I was like, if you're taking your shirt off, you're going to fight. So as soon as his head popped out of his shirt, I was fucking got him a little sweet one. And he was out like a light. But then the friend again leant in and punched me in my other eye. I had I had to go home that night, and Mum and Dad were away, thank God. And then I had to I was working at Dick Smith Electronics the next day. I rock up, can barely open 2 eyes because they're both black as hell, and they just rock up and just go. I rock up, and then he goes, "Just go home, mate. What's the point?" And I was like,
oh, man.
I'm still here, so technically you've got to pay me 4 hours.
Oh, man.
Got absolutely rinsed and fuck.
Yeah. One time I was walking, I think back out of the casino in Sydney. Wallabies just run the rugby.
Oh,
Me and my mates were all going nuts. It's just so fun. I've got like a beer bottle or something like that, and I've just dropped it on the ground and just like went to kick it, right? But it didn't smash, and it kicked. Like I kicked it. I was like Campese, boom, went onto the road, smashes on a WRX.
Oh, fuck.
4 of the biggest blokes you've ever seen.
Oh, no. Rexy
get
drivers
out.
as well. Even though it's a small car, they're all fucking units.
The biggest blokes you've ever seen. Can't even remember what happened. Just woke up walking around. Like just was walking around. I can't even remember getting up or anything.
I mean, this story might be deleted from the podcast, but it's only funny because I woke up anyway. So a guy, my mate, started a biff at the Mullaloo Tavern, and the guy, he got knocked out or whatever, and then got kicked out of the club. My mate was still in there to dissolve the problem, and then we all got kicked out an hour later. And then as we're leaving, the guy that got hit runs up and hits my mate from behind, like coward punches him. And my mate goes out cold and then starts falling down the stairs. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I go to hit him and it connected, but that's the last thing I remember. I don't remember what happened. And then I remember coming to and I'm running down a street in someone else's shoes. In like size 12 shoes. I'm a size 8. I feel like I'm running in clown shoes. I was like, I don't know what the fuck happened. But then my mate who was there goes, yeah, mate, that guy hit our mate who went down the stairs. who was knocked out. You knocked out him. His friend knocked out you. And then apparently I was in the railing, but he hit me so hard that I came out of my shoes. But then he hit his friend, and then it was all a big scuffle or whatever. And then I don't even remember what happened. I just remember grabbing 2 pairs of shoes and just fucking legging it from the cops. And I'm just running down the street in size 12 YDs or whatever the fuck it is, you know?
Oh, my God.
And I was like, I don't remember what happened for about 7 minutes. And I was like, I'm never, ever, ever going to the Mullaloo Tavern again. Fucking Perth.
Man, I was in Perth and I thought, okay, I thought I was so tired. I went and did some gigs and I was like, I'm not going to wake up. But if I do wake up early enough, I'll go to the gym. I'll see what's on the ClassPass app and I'll see what's going on, right? See this gym, it's ready to go. It says, it looked crazy. It was called S30 or something, right?
Yep.
Anyway, I'm like, all right, I'll go to this class. Didn't even know the description of the class. It just said cross training or something, right? Walk down, the lights are off and it's just playing techno music so loud.
Oh, God.
And it's like a full-on nightclub. Like, doof, 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 doof. This lady like jumps out. She's like, "Hi, my name's Amber. How are you?" I'm like, "Good." I'm like, "I'm just here for the class." She goes, "Have you done exercise class before?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Okay, what you do is you work for 4 minutes. Then you get a 2-minute buyout. Then we can use that 2-minute buyout to get another 2-minute buyout. After that, you work for another 4 minutes. Then it's a 3-minute block." And I'm like, "I don't know. What's a buyout? What did you just say?" I don't know any of this. So
can all these fucking fitness classes calm the fuck down? They got DJs, they got bongo drums. Like, man, I just want to rock up and do some fucking exercise. They've all got a scheme and there's like techno playing. There's a smoke machine. You're like, man, I just came here to do some bench presses. Can we calm down?
Yeah, man. I was like, I just came here to get embarrassed. You know,
just came here yelled at.
Yeah. Anyway, they're like the music's loud. They're actually very nice. Usually, when you're a fucking 40-year-old guy and you rock up to a place like that, they don't give you any time at all. But all the people there were very, very nice. But I could not understand a word they were saying. I couldn't see a thing. I didn't know what numbers were on the weights. So I'm just going anything, you know. And then the lady's yelling, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, but let's just keep going.
Man, I did a Pilates one, Pilates that machine thing, but it was HIIT Pilates Reformer. I don't know what the fuck it was. Get in there, and it's like there's a guy with bongo drums playing in the side or whatever the fuck it is. And she's like, "Have you done Pilates before?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "All right, the class has started. Let's go." And Fee did it, and I got on the Pilates machine and I pulled the thing, and I did a backflip and like rolled off the machine with weights. No one stopped to help. Fee just laughed at me and kept going. Fucking hell. It's like, just give us 5 minutes of an intro, you know? And it's always like some hot chick from South Yarra or Paran with so much Botox and shit in her face. You can't even understand if she's angry or happy with you because her face doesn't fucking move. Anyway, cheers to fitness, guys.
So guys, what we got? We got a lot of stuff coming up. We got a show in Toowoomba next week, and not next week. Oh, nearly next week.
No, it is.
It's 22nd of September.
22nd of September, we've got Toowoomba with Nick Carr. It's going to be our double impact show with some local legends.
It's going to be pretty awesome. Every time we've come to Toowoomba, we have had the best time ever.
Yeah, I got to sober up so I know what's going to happen in Toowoomba.
Yeah, I know, man.
It's always a wild night.
Yeah, it's always a wild night. So, yeah, we're going to go there. And then I wonder if there's that strip club that's still there called The Vault.
Yeah, The Vault with a haircut.
Remember The Vault?
Yeah. Do I remember Yeah, I mean, no, I don't remember.
For those who don't know, it's a bank that they've turned into a strip club.
And it used to do haircuts in the safe?
It used to do haircuts in the safe called The Vault. Incredible. Toowoomba.
Imagine going to like a nightclub and you're like, man, I may as well get a buzz cut while I'm fucking here.
Man, remember last time we were there? We all went out. We were singing karaoke in some nightclub.
Loved it.
We were having heaps of fun, and we're like, all right, guys, time for some nighttime munchies, right? Let's get something. No kebabs. No kebab shops were open in Toowoomba. There was just one Subway, and then we go to walk into the Subway, and they said, "Sorry guys, we sold out of meat, just salad bowls."
I must have been mad. I don't even remember that, but that's fucking funny as shit.
Just salad bowls. We're like, "Oh, great, cool. I would love a fucking Greek salad at this time of morning, you know, hold the meat." Yes, that's just what I felt like.
I mean, salad's fine, I guess, but there's nothing grimmer than a Subway salad. Fucking hell.
And then the best thing ever was when because I went to the Farm Expo one year.
Yep.
And I met a lady who farmed alpacas.
Oh, I remember this.
The roughest and toughest lady you've ever met in your whole life.
Yeah.
Did not want to hear any information I had about alpacas.
No, what would you know?
You're just a city folk. Who cares? I'm like, I fucking know the alpacas, right? I know the different breeds. You know, let's talk about that, you know, whatever. No. You city folk, you know nothing about alpacas. Roughest lady ever. Her pants were like up to here. Had all these badges all over her. Probably could have broken my neck in under a second. Anyway, I talk about that at the stand-up show. Then a year later, when you and I come back to the pub, the Irish Club Hotel, fucking great pub in Toowoomba.
Love that club.
The barmaid walks straight up to me and says, "Were you the comedian on here last year talking about the alpacas?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "That's my grandma."
And she's been there every year since we've done Toowoomba, and she always sorts us out with a nice glass of Bundy when we're there on the house.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And then on the Saturday, guys, which would be the 23rd, we have Brew Dudes during the day at like 2 or 3 p.m., and then we've got our split bill later that night. So make sure you buy the double. Apparently there's a Broncos game on between. So fuck, who knows what's happening.
Oh, man. Look, for the first time in my life, I'm going for the Broncos.
Yeah, right.
They're the only ones that can beat Penrith.
Yeah, right.
It's fucking... They're our only giant killers. Adam, you know, Reynolds is playing like a fucking demon.
Should we do the Brew Dudes, then get wankered at the game, and then go back and do our late night show?
I don't know if we'll get tickets.
Ooh,
maybe.
That's true. That's
But
true.
yeah, maybe,
We'll
yeah.
just be wank. I mean, if we start Brew Dudes at 3 and our show's at 8 or 9, we're going to be fucked.
Man, it was so cool. Last time I was there was, I think there was it Cowboys or was it Finns Broncos? Might have been Cowboys and Finns. Yeah, it was. Cowboys and Dolphins. Of course, Dolphins lost. It was brutal. I got flogged by Cowboys.
Can't imagine that.
But man, so many cute couples. One in Cowboys, one in Finns.
Yeah, right.
Fucking having a drink together, walking down the street, holding hands.
Beautiful.
And I'm like, and they tell me rugby league is a bogan sport.
No.
It unites the people.
Man,
it's the world's greatest sport.
You know what? Caxton Street's like that little place in, Paris where you put the locks over the bridge, just to seal your love, It's the exact same thing, guys. And then Sunday, Kappa's not coming, but Sunday I'm flying to Cairns to do my solo show, Dog Acts. If you haven't seen that show, it's all new material for you guys, Cairns. Now, Nick, before we go, 2 things. Can you just take over the mic? First thing is,
oh my God.
When I went away, they have their special whiskey over in fucking Jesus Christ, how much fucking tape does this guy put on this thing? They got their special. It's like their rice wine. Have you had that before?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay, so
I didn't try that.
I met this guy, and I don't know if you guys can still hear me on my lap.
Yeah.
But he made his own special thing. His own rice wine, which I've been carrying with me. I probably should have opened this before the podcast. I've been carrying it with me for the last fucking... Oh, my God.
Oh,
there
wow.
We go. Oh, my God. I've been carrying it with me for the last 4 weeks. Now, and then, do you remember the night that I told you that I met this Korean captain?
Yes.
And he had the world's biggest flask?
Yeah.
Well, on his way out, he gave me a parting gift of something from his flask. So I thought, in honor of both those people, we'll have a little tickle of each.
Okay.
This is probably not great for the home listeners.
Does not kill me.
Oh my God!
So this is the Korean rice
They
wine.
say they got a way to say in Vietnam, they say yo before they do a shot.
Oh, do they?
So I think it's yo or something similar to that. But let's go with yo. Ready?
Yo.
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 That's the captain's juice.
Oh, my God. That is... I reckon, man...
That's actually not that bad.
It's all right, but it is 1% from petrol.
Oh, yeah. Well, the best part was when we were doing the Haijan loop, we were running low, and I said, babe, we've got fucking a litre of this shit. We'll be good to go. I'll just put it through the tank. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And
Jesus Christ.
Then this guy I met, and I thought you would love it because it's the night in this part of the... what river was it? What river goes through Vietnam? That big one. What is it called?
I don't know.
Biggest river in the world, whatever. And 9 parts of the river come together, and he made his own graphics, which is this fucking Japanese, and he loves heavy metal, so it's 9 dragons coming together, and this guy's a fucking warlord or some shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, local legend, and he's made it with this rhubarb, with this root extract. So I'll give you a shot of this. Tell me what you think.
Oh, whoa.
This one is the duck's nuts.
Oh, man, I love the graphics. I love it.
Give it a smell, though.
Man, there's someone... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I don't know what that smells like.
Yeah. Just have a go.
Oh, God. Do I have to drink this?
Yeah, you do. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Also, now
How did you drink all of that?
Yeah, oh man, you know why? You know what the funny part is? It's actually Vietnamese Viagra as well, and you're going to be hard for days. It's
Vietnamese Viagra.
Yeah, the root is actually Vietnamese Viagra.
Give me the whole bottle, mate.
Let's chug away.
No, I better not endorse any other erectile dysfunction medicines.
Oh my God! Yeah, I forgot about this. It could be conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest. I'll tell the boys at Pilot that I got. I'm advertising a new guy. You know. So what? So it's a drink. It gets you drunk, but you still get a boner.
So he did he had 9 different variants with all local fruits and stuff. You're not gonna finish it. I fucking will. I fucking love it.
Jeez, how could you love that?
Man, when you hear the story and you drink with him all day, you love it. And he did all these banana ones, all these other different fruits and shit like that. One's for curing cancer, one's for your bowel or whatever. And he goes, I'll give you the final one, Brett, which was this one. And he goes, it's to keep the man strong. And I was like, all right, yeah, good one, mate, whatever. And I was like, good luck keeping me strong. I've had 15 beers today. I've just watched the Matildas. I'm absolutely fucking plastered.
I don't want to hear the rest of this.
No.
Yeah.
I'll cut the story off. Well, all that happened was I was like, fuck, it does work. And Fee's like, yeah, I'm going to bed. Bye. Just went to bed with a boner. So can confirm it does work if you need it to. But sometimes, you need... more than 2 to tango. Went and rubbed one out in the dunny. Who gives a fuck? Guys, we are on Patreon. I think we're up to 40 people, which means so much to us. Thank you very much for getting us behind us.
Thank you.
It's $5 a month. It all goes towards motorbike adventures. I know we've been saying this for years and years now. We are so close with the wrong way around. Nick goes to Japan in 3 weeks. The goal is to be done by then. We're at the final editing stage. All the big stuff is done. So it's so exciting. And we're going to do a little screening for all the people we promised on Patreon. We haven't forgot about you guys. We're on that. So, yeah. And then Toowoomba, Brisbane, and for me only in Cairns. It would be great to see you there, guys. Please get on the Patreon, support us. And if you're listening to this, we got heaps of listeners. Can you jump on our Flatstick YouTube page? And even if you don't have an account, give us a follow because it all helps for ad revenue and all that bullshit. We need to get past 1,000 to start making some money.
Oh, yeah.
So we would really appreciate any of that. But guys, until next time, keep it flat. Stick.